They killed, give me Isaiah 14 and 21. They did the same thing to my people. So then you said that they put millions of my actions. Yes, you said. Should a murderer go to jail for murdering? Absolutely. Should a thief go to jail when he steals? Absolutely. Should a robber pay back the money he robbed? Absolutely. So why shouldn't the white man pay for what he did? That's right. That's right. One day you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog.
I'm in a hell of a hole, was never expected to grow. This obstacle set in the road, that a result of me selling my soul. The story I'm telling is cold, but yet it's what everyone knows. The white man's the devil is known. America was never our home. Only a place of captivity, safe facility, hating, disfigure me. They claim that I'm lazy, be killing me. Maybe this slavery draining my energy. 400 years and counting. The trail of my tears is countless. The fact that I'm here is astounding, but I can't wait till this shit is surrounded. Ready to tangle my king and the angel, be ready to rap. Crack in the sky, nuclear missiles will make it official. I'm capturing every cracker surviving. Put them all in chains where they need to be. Slavery for me. And let the whole world see that with them in the cage and safer in the streets. Put the dog on a leash. Get resolved for the beast. 144, get the ruler show, we could all be at peace. As soon as the trumpets are sound, your kingdom we busting it down. The only way justice is found, the time for your judgment is now. You'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Look, ain't no remorse in my blood slump. It won't be no compromise. Now it's time to feed the worms. Watch his body turn to flies. I clutch iron while you trust the lies. The next Glock I buy gon' be Gen 5. I get it customized. And sending shots off like farewell. Praying payback come back around like a carousel. Still remember your Honda's words. My head like bells. Said you in his body, you fit the Lord, fuck the cartel. Triangle choke, apply pressure to the game like I did Vondale. Payback's a bitch in a dress, she a bombshell. Is served cold, I just hope they making oxtail. Glock fresh out the box, I swear it got that new car smell. Made myself a target in a world of mad shooters. That was designed fast before I passed through it. In the damn by King's reign, I'll be overzealous. They bought my jealous, I bought brand new parabellums. Someday you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. 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 All jokes aside, you know how niggas be like, I'm this and that for life, this and that for life. I'm on West for life, nigga, this a blood oath. Hey, yo, Madara. Here go a class for you, my nigga. 140 for the rebel. The world turned its back on me. I'm a cripple. We got soldiers, he got soldiers, but I got different ones. Ain't no way out, I tell you once. Don't pray for nothing, send a curse. We can't forgive what's forbidden. Remain in them trenches. trust in the Lord, but please forgive me for the times that I did. If rank is given, have your respect to your apprentice. Be about your business, this loyalty's a death sentence. Look, trying to pick up with a blind field. They said there'll be many mansions, I'm just grinding for my time share. Them devils ain't playing fair, they hunt you like bad pal. But ain't no getting out the game like Jumanji. You take that oath, it's a Dundee. They try to deal death to a priest, you won't make it out in one piece. So you can stand, just make sure you got the heart. Say your name 3 times, and it's death do us part. No. So how you feel about this truth I done shown you? This ain't the life you think, little nigga, I should want. Even your own people go disown. And the Lord said they hate you for my name, so you better keep it on. Ain't no more guessing, ain't no more questions. Make sure my election till I'm tucked away like George Jetson. Murder for capital, now it's murder at the Capitol. The world in amazement, we like fuck 'em, raise it, raise it. I pity those watching life as it go by. Be giving mercy in this life, I don't know why. In pub smoke, never try to. The dead at home, my brother be the dead, it's all I know. He's a photo, salute my nigga, salute my nigga. They like, how you stay focused? I told him I'm motivated cause of you, my nigga. Brotherhoods and weapons, still got weapons on the scene. Now I never do my niggas like Bishop did Raheem. Never mind in all beliefs, they under anesthesia. Shorty say she leave me, said she wanna let that love go. Told I let that love grow. But if I bring you to my bed, that's a blood oath. So, how you feel about this truth I done shown? This ain't the life you think, little nigga, I should want. Even your own people gon' disown. And the Lord said they hate you for my name, so you better keep it on. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, those are messed up, no. Bad news is to beat your home, nigga. Yeah. Go on, get on that ass real quick one time. 144, baby.
They said you get on, you gon' represent, I said of course. Soon as they crank that beat, I ride that bitch just like a horse. She about to go dumb, yeah, bitch, me whole thought. You ain't know they call me Obi-Wan, I come with the force. You gon' ride, yeah, of course, get it lit up like a torch. You either low or this Lord, so that bitch is either or. Yeah, I know them niggas ain't cut like that, I swear I'm to our core. Wait up, let me make a call right quick, I'ma start another war. I was hurting when she left, but I don't care about anymore. I need a Vaseline like my Nina Puffer bar. Took a Zoc, watch the dark. Matter of fact, like the dark. Any problem, let them come. We gon' snatch they soul like Shang Tsung. Put them out of service, keep them tools like Miss Hopper free. Try to hope it's way too late. I'm headed straight to the safe. Throw that one up like a trophy. I'm that nigga, ain't no debate. Told them boys we taking notes. Call them up like set the date. This shit a piece of cake. Yeah, my bitches came from Whole Foods. Told them put on that top 3. Then bring me my house shoes. Don't make excuses, make moves. These niggas ungrateful, gotta show them U.P.K rules. I make hits like I can't lose. They said you get on, you gon' represent. I said of course. Soon as they crank that beat, I ride that bitch just like a horse. She about to go dumb, yeah, bitch, the whole part. You ain't know they call me Obi-Wan, I come with the fart. You gon' ride, yeah, of course. Get it lit up like a torch. You either low or this Lord, so that bitch is either or. Yeah, I know them niggas ain't cut like that, I swear I'm to our core. Yeah, I just got off the call, I'ma start another war. Spit a plate up with my niggas, get your knife and your fart. They ain't locked in with the count and when you speaking to me fart. Yeah, I just took the floor. Ain't no cowards in my campaign. They can't stop the campaign. Tell them bring the champagne. They know I'm a champion. They can see the outcome. Get them niggas bad, got them tied down and outdone. You can't do with them steps, them niggas been down since day one. We run up the bands, bitch like Dylan. They say you get on, you gon' represent. I said of course. Soon as they crank that beat, I read that bitch just like a horse. Yeah, about to go dumb, yeah, bitch, we whole start. You ain't know they call me Obi-Wan, I come with the force. You gon' ride, yeah, of course. Get it lit up like a torch. You either low or this low, so that bitch is either or. I told you niggas, you ain't cut like that, I swear I'm to our car. And I just made the call, we gon' start another war. Yeah.
There's nothing for getting trees.
Testing. Can you hear me? Can we hear me now? All right, let's do it again. Christmas, right? Give me some things about Christmas.
Trees and the ornaments.
Trees on the ornament. Trees and ornaments on the tree.
Christ's birthday.
Gifts. Christ's birthday. What about you, sis?
Santa Claus.
Santa Claus, right? We got mistletoes, right?
Mr. Hobo.
Where does mistletoes come from?
The tree?
No. Where does that worship of the mistletoe come from? I know, right? We don't know none of these things, right? We don't know anything about what goes, why we do any of these things. You know what I mean? Think about it on Christmas. We set up a tree in our house, right? And we give gifts to people. But do we really give gifts to people?
Not really.
No, we give them to. Well, what do we give the gifts to?
The tree.
We give the gifts to the tree. What is how do you worship something?
You bring gifts to it.
Yeah, that's it.
Making offerings.
Make an offering to it. I want to.
You praise it.
You praise it.
But above everything else.
I want a biblical way of it.
You idolize it.
You idolize it. How do you idolize it? How do you idolize anything?
Put it before your God.
Yeah, but it's an action to idolize it. Give me Exodus 20 and 3. You got that? What's the name I sent you, Shemawan?
Thank you. I got to check.
I sent you.
I got it. I'm ready.
Mm-hmm.
It's the book of Exodus, chapter 20, verse 3.
Right.
Thou shalt have no other gods before me.
Mm-hmm. So this is the Lord talking to Moses and the rest of the Israelites, right? He said, "Thou shalt not have no other gods before him. No other gods before the Most High." But when you worship that tree, what do?
Putting it before your God.
You put it before your God. Worship at Christmas. You're not really putting the Christmas before the Most High, right? What are you putting before the Most High? No. You're not putting. You catch my drift. Catch me running. You know what I'm talking about? You're not putting the tree or Christmas before the Most High. What are you putting before the Most High? It's a person. It's people. No, it's not your kids, because giving your kids gifts ain't nothing wrong with it. Who's telling you to celebrate Christmas?
White man.
The white man is telling you to celebrate Christmas. You feel me? He's telling you to go celebrate, to go celebrate these things. How is he telling you to do these things? Sis said it earlier.
Enforcing it?
No,
Serenading?
not anybody forcing them to celebrate anything. How are they making you celebrate Christmas? They're not forcing you to celebrate Christmas. How are they making you celebrate Christmas?
Enchanting?
Enchantments. What are some enchantments that they're using?
Christmas carols.
Christmas carols. Everywhere you go right now, you walk in the store, they got Christmas carols playing. Everywhere. How else they enchanting?
Christmas movies?
Excellent. Right now, they got Christmas on HBO Max. They got Christmas Story 1, Christmas Story 2. They just came out with another Christmas movie. You do what I'm saying? They got them everywhere right now. How else are they enchanting?
Decorations.
Right now in Windcrest, if it's a long line down Walls right now, go turn it right into Windcrest so people can go and watch those Christmas lights. You do what I'm saying? How else are they enchanting you?
30% off. No.
Right after Thanksgiving, they have what? What's the next day after Thanksgiving?
Black Friday.
Black Friday is what? What do they do on Black Friday? They mark everything down so everybody can go bum rush the stores and go shopping for Christmas. Right? So Ross said, influence through the entertainment world. Most High Christ. You do what I'm saying? Right after Christmas, right? What do they put up in the stores? I mean, not right after Christmas, right after Thanksgiving. Damn near right after Halloween.
Frosty the Snowman.
You ever seen that movie, Polar Bear Express? Or
Polar Express.
Polar Express? I used to like that movie. I was like, yeah, that's my joint. You know what I'm talking about? Charlie Brown's Christmas? Forget about it. I'm watching. You know what I'm talking about? Real talk. How about y'all? Y'all ain't had no favorite Christmas, nothing y'all watched?
Nightmare Before Christmas.
Okay. You feel me? Right now, your kids, they're at school right now. Well, they were at school. What were they telling them at school?
Bring in something so we can make crafts and send them to your parents.
Christmas parties. They had a Christmas party before. I'm pretty sure they had a Christmas party. They offered 2 weeks of school for Christmas and New Year's.
They doing it at the slaves too, potlucks and shit.
Yep. They're not forcing you to do it, but they are. What else you gonna do, shit? What else are you going to do? Hey, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. But what else are you gonna do? You do what I'm saying? It's at your job. It's at home. It's at the school. It's at you know what I'm talking about? It's where you go shop. It's everywhere. It's on TV. You know what I mean? Come on now, man. What's going on? Go play. Play too much. I need to go hit the table right.
I'm about to say that make sure I don't fall on the floor.
Nah, it's good. That's why I got the paper towel right there. Right? But it's everywhere. They're not forcing you to do it, but it's everywhere. Why do they do that?
Because it's repetitive. If your mom keeps saying something, then
That's real witchcraft. You ever heard a song on the radio and you was like, oh, fuck that song. But every time you hear it, and then now you be somewhere and you like, you feel me? You don't even like the song, but it's in your head and you know it.
what's that one slap show? What's that one movie with Will Smith and that white girl from Wolf on Wall Street, where they try to finesse it? Yeah, when they stealing stuff and they finesse the dude.
Focus.
That's it. And they finesse the dude with him kept trying to get him C-55 all the way to the stadium, and he picked 55.
Yeah, but it's been everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And it's now it's just in your psyche.
And then that's what people say. Oh man, I always see the time at 4:44.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. You always see 144 because it's in your psyche, so you're gonna see it all the time. You dig what I'm saying? That's real witchcraft. That's real witchcraft. You know what I mean? Knowing these little riddles and songs, like the melodies, that's real witchcraft. That's why the music industry, they always put different sounds have different play on your psyche. You can have a soft sound where you like to relax and be peaceful, or you can be that rock band and you know what I mean? It'll to change your whole thought pattern. You understand that? Keep reading, Jamal.
Verse 4. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image.
Right? And I was talking about graven images. What's that tree?
Image.
A graven image, right? Frosty the Snowman is a graven image. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, graven image. All these things are graven images. Busting down a whole nother God. You know what I mean? Right here in the Bible, but it's a different, you know what I mean? One of them scriptures, it's idol. Go ahead.
Or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above.
All right, go ahead. Sweet baby Jesus.
Or that is or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth.
So now it's telling you just things that people make graven images out of. People make images out of it and they worship it. You know what I mean? You understand?
I'm going.
If you don't understand, you can go ahead and ask a question. But go ahead, keep going.
Verse 5. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them.
You should do what?
Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them.
When kids wake up, right, on Christmas morning, and they go down to that tree, what they do?
Get on their knees.
And get on their knees. Ooh, look, that's for you. Looking for it. They waiting for it. Now I got a question for y'all. When kids are born, do they know anything about Christmas?
Wow.
What about their birthdays?
Wow.
Easter, Thanksgiving?
Nothing.
So is kids born into a world of sin?
Come.
Are they born sinning?
Come.
No.
Mm.
Kids aren't born sinning. They're born into a world of sin, but they're not born sinning. Kids aren't born sinners. Who teaches them sin? Their parents. Exactly right. We teach our kids Christmas. We teach our kids Easter, Thanksgiving, their birthdays. We teach that to them.
That is like I was explaining to somebody, we teach our kids to lie too by telling them, go to your teacher and just tell them, even though you missed school for this reason, tell them you had to go to the doctor.
Yeah.
And then they grow up.
So what about Easter? We tell our kids all the time not to lie to us. But then we tell them bunnies lay eggs. Then they grow up and be like, nigga, bunnies don't lay eggs. I know bunnies don't lay eggs. Then why'd you tell me that? You know what I'm talking? It's tradition. Now they just be like, you a liar. So they get to lying to you. You lied to me my whole life. Why should they tell you the truth when we was lying to them their whole life? Multiple lies. You know what I'm talking about? What about Christmas? Christmas is a whole lot. The birth of Christ. Can anybody show me that in the Bible? You can't show me no dates. You can show me the birth of Christ, but you can't show me no dates. Huh?
But the birth of Christ, he wasn't born when the weather was cold.
Yeah.
So that's how we know it's not December.
It's December right now, right?
Huh.
Is y'all gonna be outside doing any work on plants or anything? Hell no, it's cold out there. It's cold out there right now. You know, it's all to be outside. So why would the wise men be outside and look up and, you know what I mean? It's all a lie. Everything about it is a lie. Keep going.
Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them.
So you don't bow down yourself to no idol. No other God. You feel me? And just for some reason, when you go with Islam, right? When you make your Hajj to Mecca, you have to sit on the floor. You have to sit on the bend your knees on there and kiss the rock. You have to worship an idol. When I used to go to church, which we all went to church, I used to see the pastor get on his knees and pray in front of Caesar Borgia. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you're gonna pray, you ain't gotta bow your knees. You know what I'm saying? But he gotta bow down to his God. You do what I'm saying? Keep going.
Nor serve them.
Nor serve them. Keep going.
For I, the Lord thy God, am a jealous God.
Right, he's a jealous God. Keep going.
Visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto
Read that one more time.
visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me.
What you taught them, the Lord is going to see you about it. The Lord is going to see you about it, and he's going to see your kids about it. You dig what I'm saying? Unless we change our ways. You feel me? You understand that?
What if you in a situation and you know you don't have the luxury of enforcing that? Just like what?
Hold that. Give me Matthew chapter 5, verse 16. You got it? Go ahead and read it.
Look, this is the book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 16. Let your light so shine before men.
Right. So if you ain't in that, if you're in a situation where you can't, right, where you can't see your children and you have no control over that situation, you should do what? Read it again.
Shine your light before men.
There you go. You should be so zealous for this truth, right, that when your son or when your children grow up, they're gonna be like, what is with you? Like, you know what I'm talking about? They got to see the change in you. They got to see you different from everybody else in the world. You dig what I'm saying? Everybody else in the world might be doing something. You got to be totally different. You have to hate the things that the Lord hates. You dig what I'm saying? You have to be that warrior for the Most High. You know what I mean? So they can be like, oh, this nigga different from church. He's different from my Christian pastor. He's different from everybody on the face of the planet. You dig what I'm saying? Right. That's it. Is there any more on that? There ain't nothing more on that. Oh, it is. Go ahead.
That they may see your good works.
They may see what?
Your good works.
Shemai, what's works?
Your work for the Lord, like with your deeds, like work putting in your brick.
Right.
Zeal.
Zeal. Work with the work you do for the Lord. What else is? Come on with it.
Being in class.
Yeah, but what is all that though? What's your zeal? What is all that? The work you put in for the Lord. What is all that?
Being the love for Christ.
Yeah. How do you love Christ?
By keeping the commandments.
You see how you said it? I didn't say it. It's simple though, right?
Okay.
That's your works. Is camp a commandment?
Okay.
Right? Camp is that's what we do. That's the law. Feast days a commandment?
Okay.
That's what we do. You do what I'm saying? You understand that? Is loving your brothers a commandment?
Okay.
You do what I'm saying? That's how we do it. You feel me? To show your good works. That's how you let your light shine amongst men. You dig what I'm saying? You understand that?
Yeah.
Did that answer your question?
Okay.
All right, let's say. Keep going, Shemai.
Come, verse 6. And showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments.
Right, showing mercy to the thousands of them that love him. You feel me? So if you show your kids how to do Christmas, the Lord's going to see you and your children about them. Now you show your children how to love the Lord, right, and keep the commandments. What do y'all get? What do y'all get in return for loving the Lord, sis?
Watching Christ come back, being part of the 144.
See your kids smoking the truth.
She's absolutely right. Being part of 144, seeing Christ get back, seeing your kids come up in the truth. What do I really want to hear? I don't know, not in the script. What I really want to hear? Shemai, come on, y'all know me. What do I really want to hear? What is the kingdom of heaven?
Rulership.
That's exactly what I want to hear. What do you get?
Rulership.
Rulership. You know what I'm talking about? You do the right thing. You do the right thing by the Most High. You get rulership over everything and everybody on this planet. You dig what I'm saying? Imagine telling the plants to grow and they grow. You know what I'm talking about? Imagine telling lions back up and they back up. You know what I'm talking about? You can't imagine that, right? Telling a wild animal to, you know what I mean? Oh, watch out, get out the way. You know what I'm talking about? Hey, just saying. Got it on that? Give me that article I sent you, Shemawan. Whenever you're ready.
Where you want me to start from? Holidays are always special.
Yeah. Just start from the top. I'm gonna send you something. How you rock? Go ahead, start with it.
All right, this is an article from the digital marketing community.
Is digital what?
Digital marketing community.
Digital marketing community. So right now it's talking about how they market these holidays, right?
All right, holidays are always special. I mean, these are special days. We make memories with the people we love. Well, making memories and spending money.
And doing what?
And spending money.
And spending money. We all know how Christmas did. One day we was doing Christmas, and we know how broke we get for them badass kids, them bad kids. You know what I'm talking about? They don't do nothing all year. They don't listen to you. They talk back, all that. And then on Christmas, they gotta have something under the tree. Why? That's why she was talking about the lump of coal earlier, right, sis? We're talking about the lump of coal. They deserve a butt whooping, but we're gonna give them something on Christmas. You know what I mean? When I say we, I'm not us, but I say we as in the people, because the majority of our people is lost in that madness. Keep going.
In this post, we will take a closer look at the holiday spending statistics in 2018, 2019, and 2022. The fourth quarter of the year is in full of many holiday seasons. And there is no doubt that business are stressing about the latest and greatest ways to bring in new customers before the end of the retail industry busiest season. Holiday shopping season 2018 was a massive hit, one of the best in the past few years. Both online and brick and mortar businesses demonstrated robust growth rates. That year witnessed a healthy overall consumer spending environment. U.S. holiday sales are predicted to cross $1 trillion for the first time, and U.S. retail e-commerce spending will rise to 135 billion, according to eMarketer.
Right now, go back to where it says $1 trillion.
The U.S. holiday sales are predicted to cross $1 trillion for the first time in U.S. retail e-commerce spending.
$1 trillion. You know how much that $1 trillion? You know how much 1 billion is? You feel me? Now give them another bit. Nine. Yeah, you feel me? I can't even count that high. You feel me? Like that's how much it was predicted in 2018. You know what I'm talking about? Now it's 2022. What do you think it's going? You think it's more than that now? Yeah, because everything went up. Just think about that. How much money we spending? You dig what I'm saying? It's crazy. We're just feeding their economy when we could be putting that money into Commanding General Yohana going to help brothers and sisters feed people out in the streets. You dig what I'm saying? Out there cold right now. You know what I mean? Think about all the Christian pastors with the big churches letting people be outside cold right now when they could be sleeping in them pews, underneath them pews, whatever. I forgot. I can't talk right now. You dig what I'm saying? That's just real deal Holyfield. You feel me? We spend all this money on Christmas and all this money on Thanksgiving and Halloween and all these false holidays, right? We could be doing a lot for our people. You dig what I'm saying? But we don't want to do a lot for our people. We want to be selfish and give them to bad kids. Kids that don't deserve nothing. Disobedient children. Stiff-necked and rebellious children. I'm going to use what the Bible says. You feel me? Stiff-necked and rebellious. Are we not stiff-necked and rebellious? You feel me? Haven't we been getting punished by the Lord? Why don't we follow that instruction from the Lord? You dig what I'm saying? We follow the instruction from the white man. Go ahead.
Because I don't know. Well, you pretty much said what I was about to say. I don't know. People don't want to. They don't want to learn. Like my people, you know. Yesterday, I mean, because weekend, my first day of celebrating the feast of Hanukkah. And, you know, I posted my pictures and stuff, and like I told them to go watch and everything. You know, watch the classes, watch what it's about. Yeah. And I still tell them what it's about, and then they still turn around and ask me, so what is this about? It's like you just don't want to hear, but you'll go to the church and he tell you, I don't know, wear your shoes on the opposite feet because God wants you to. And everybody gonna have it.
Everybody gonna do it. Hey, I feel it. I feel you. I feel you.
It's crazy.
Why? Because they're rich. Everybody listens to the rich. Everybody listens to a rich man. You feel me? But they look at you like, man, you poor, you broke. You ain't got no nice car. You feel me? You ain't got no big house. So they look at you like you broke. But they're gonna listen to the Christian pastor, whatever the Christian pastor say, because he's stealing their money. You don't steal money. You work hard for your money. But he steals the money, and that's why everybody look up to scammers. You ever seen that video that gold digger video? And he was like, yeah, I own businesses and this, that. So, oh, well, you ain't scamming. I don't want to talk to you. He's like, what? I told you I own business. I'm an entrepreneur. You feel me? Yeah, but you ain't scamming. The money don't come quick enough. People look up to scammers and drug dealers, things like that. What's up?
What is the scripture that talks about listening to the rich and then listening to the poor? What is that? What scripture is that?
Give me 1 second. Shema won't be done with that. Give me 1 second, because it's right here in my poor man, rich man, poor man breakdown. You know, you want to get it? No. It's Ecclesiasticus chapter 13, verse 23. It's in the Apocrypha.
Ecclesiasticus.
You said 15 and
13 and 23.
13 and 23.
Wait, Kevin, are you going to come teach the class, huh? You can come teach the class if you want to, huh?
13 and...
What is it?
You said 13 and...
23.
I'm tripping. I just wrote it down. Oh, yeah, I got it.
Go ahead.
This is the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 13, verse 23. When a rich man speaketh, every man holdeth his tongue. And
right.
Look.
Right. When a rich man speaking, every man holds his tongue. And it says, and look, they like, what are he talking about? What he talking about? That's why when the Christian pastor talk, because he looked like when Steve Harvey talks, everybody listens. And it don't even sound right. You feel me? But everybody be like, yeah, that's right. Yeah. It don't even sound, you know what I mean? People take relationship advice, right? From a man that's been married 4 times. This is 4th marriage. He's failed 3 times. That's like would you take criminal advice, right? Would you take criminal advice, right, from a lifer? You know what I mean? A nigga that got 3 felonies because he's selling drugs. He can't sell drugs, but he's gonna teach you how to sell drugs correctly. What you should have did. You know what I'm saying? It didn't work out too good for you, bro.
That's exactly. I think we was talking about this last week about my situation. And I was like, you go and get advice from people that ain't no relationship. Like people you talking to, they breaking up over somebody watching a TV show without them.
Yeah,
like that's like me going to a boxer that got knocked out 89 times, never won a fight in his life. And I'm like, hey, bro, dang, what you doing?
What you do? What he gonna teach you how to get? He gonna teach you how to get knocked out
89 times.
You dig what I'm saying? You dig what I'm saying?
So you put your chin where?
Yeah, right here. Out in the air. You know what I'm talking about? Put your hands down and chin out. You know what I'm Real talk.
Isn't it another scripture about that?
No, keep going.
Richard.
23.
Yeah. Every man holdeth his tongue and look. What he said, they extol it to the clouds. But if the poor man speak, they say, what fellow is this?
Right. When we out there on the corner, we speaking, right? They go, who is this? Man, y'all don't know what y'all talking about, man. You know what I mean? The brother with I remember one time I was watching what was it? I think it was Kings of Comedy. And Steve Harvey, he was like, they say y'all don't know God. And he's like, don't it look like I know him? Because he had a handful of rings and watch and bracelet and jewelry. Don't it look like I know him? That's the same thing. That's what they doing, basically. They're saying you don't know God because you ain't got money. But he know God because he got money. Because he got riches.
Not following the same God.
We're not. Who's his God?
The white man.
The white man is his God. Because whatever the white man tell him to do, he gonna do. You dig what I'm saying? While we follow the Most High. You know what I'm talking about? We're rich in spirit. He's poor in spirit. He's getting his riches now, his kingdom now. Right? They got the big houses, they got the nice cars and everything. We're gonna get our kingdom when Christ returns. Right? It's just that simple. Keep going.
Come. And if he stumbled, they would help to overthrow him.
Right. If he stumbled, it would help to overthrow the homeless man. That's why they walk over, get it together, bum. Step right over the homeless man. Real talk. While we be at camp doing what? We was at camp the other day in Houston, right?
Yeah,
what they have?
We had meals for him.
Meals for him. Bags of food for him.
Yeah, one dude stayed out there the whole time.
And
whole time. He wasn't even eating the whole time. He was sitting there, he was listening, and then when we somebody say something heavy, he'd be like.
And that's every single week. Not once a year, not twice a year, not giving away turkeys on Thanksgiving. That's every single week. They know where to go get help from. You feel me? That's it. I don't know what else to say. And we broke. We poor. You know what I'm talking about? You got money? I'm broke. Shimon, what about you? You got money? What about you, sis?
No.
Oh, I'm broke too. You feel me? I like egg sandwiches. You feel me? Ramen noodles and shit. You know what I mean?
So like if I may, I know I kind of derailed this and got us off topic. It was another scripture too that like I can't, I don't know, but it was the scripture talking about the rich man and the poor man, but it's saying like pretty much respect what the rich man is saying.
Is he sitting outside the gate?
It's in the Bible.
Yeah, because he's sitting outside the gate.
Oh yeah, I don't remember. You know what
story I'm talking about?
What you talking about?
Like the rich man didn't respect the poor man.
Yeah, he was purple.
Yeah.
Rich man wearing purple.
And then like the roles reversed. Then like the poor man became rich. Then the rich dude became poor. Something like that. But
I know what you're talking about. I can't find it right now. It's in my notes. I just can't find it right now. You feel me? Hey, it happens.
Ask it first.
It happens. Hey, it happens. Everybody, it happens. Man, whatever, bro.
Snapshot.
Whatever, bro. I bet you I get it after class.
Yeah, just put me after class.
I bet you I get it after class when I get to
I know.
looking through my what's the names. Give me that Proverbs chapter 3 and 31. So everybody worshiping money, right? That's an oppressor trait. Am I wrong? Feel me? That's what the white man does. The white man uses money to oppress people and worships money.
I got another question. When the Bible speaks of Egypt in the Bible, that's Africa.
You talking about
Egypt is Africa, right?
Egypt is a place of bondage, but yeah,
It's Africa.
yeah.
Okay, that's all I was making.
The real place is called Mizraim.
Mizraim. Okay. Gotcha.
But when it speaks of Egypt, it's speaking of Mizraim.
Which is Africa.
African is African people. There's different tribes in Africa.
But when I think of the continent, that's when I'm thinking of Egypt is Africa. Like,
Yeah.
okay, that's what my bad.
I don't understand why you asked that.
I've been having a lot of time to myself, so I mean.
You said what?
I've been having a lot of time to myself, so I mean.
I feel it.
Feel like I turned into a caviar.
And most iron Christ. Most iron Christ. So for water knowledge. You got that for me? Proverbs.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 3, verse 31. Envy thou not the oppressor.
It says, envy thou not the oppressor. Right? The oppressor, the white man, right? Why do we envy him? I was watching that talk with WAC 100, Captain Tazariak had with WAC 100, right? He told him, he was asking him why he was telling him about what happened to the black community and everything. And Captain Tazariak was like, no, it was our fault. It was our fault because we want to follow after the oppressor and the oppressor's cunningness. You know what I mean? To make it look so good. You dig what I'm saying? When we was better off separated from them. You know what I mean? Everything that the white man does, it makes it look good. You know what I mean? You ever seen like a show like what's a white person show that way they used to be rich?
Jimmy Kimmel.
I don't know
Sunday Night Live or Saturday Night.
Saturday Night Live, those are skits. I'm talking about like actual TV shows. You know what I mean? Like Dawson's Creek, the OC. Seinfeld, One Tree Hill. One Tree Hill, I've been trying to figure out where they get all the money from. I was like, what? You know what I mean? But they got businesses and you know what I mean? And it just seems like they just get it overnight. And then we envy those things. We envy that. You know what I mean? We envy that. And you know, my brother-in-law always talking about a broke nigga shine. Don't I look shiny? Don't we look shiny? Because we broke. You know what I'm talking about? A white man keeps his money and he wears, you know what I mean, Walmart clothes, Walmart shoes. We get a little bit of money and we got to go get the brand new J's. And we got to get 2-3 pair. Ain't nothing wrong with it. You know what I mean? Ain't nothing wrong with it. But our money be better off.
Shoes for the feet and the core.
Did Caviar just change his photo? Whatever. This is what Caviar. The water Caviar. You know what I'm talking about? But they make it look so good. You know what I mean? When you watch these Christmas movies, they make it look good, right? How many of us have had a Christmas like a white man, like a white person's Christmas? Never. How many of us have had a birthday like a white man's birthday? Never. Like you see on the TV, they get a car, a brand new car, and drive. Never, right? I ain't never had that. They make it look good. You feel me? So they make Christmas look good to you, so you can go spend all your money, max out credit cards, take loans out, all of that.
Make you work harder at the slave.
Right, make you work harder at the slave. All the overtime, you don't get to see your family, don't get to see your kids. You don't even get to raise them up and tell them that Christmas is evil because you're so busy working. Am I wrong? That's why the white man is the devil, as the Bible speaks about. Real talk. Because they do all that to you. They don't let you get vacations, but they go take vacations. You know what I mean? Remember when we had the freeze in 2021? And we was all freezing and everything, right? But the senator dude took his kids to Mexico. He even took his family to Mexico. Like, I ain't worried about freezing. I ain't gonna freeze. I'm going, you know what I'm saying? I'm going where I need to go. Could y'all escape that freeze? No, you couldn't escape the freeze. I totally feel you because I was in this, we were stuck in it too. You do what I'm saying? That's just how I rock.
Still working.
You said what?
It's still working.
Still working. He's gonna freeze this week. Later on this week. What y'all got noodles? I don't know. Power might not happen. You feel me? You don't know. You do what I'm saying?
17 degrees.
17 degrees. She's right. It's gonna be cold. Go ahead, give me that article you got about the mistletoe. You already learned about the mistletoe? Who mistletoe? No, y'all don't. Oh,
You got me looking at my foot.
You know what I'm talking about? Who mistletoe? I sent it to you, right? You got it, right?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Good.
Dang, stuff keep popping up.
Look how ancient the mistletoe is. Mistletoe, all of these Christmas celebrations and Christmas understands is nothing new. It's nothing new. Everything is old. You feel me? It's just they just put something different with it, and you feel me? And bring it into nowadays. Go ahead.
Why do we kiss under the mistletoe? Question mark. Many ancient cultures prize mistletoe for its healing properties and its romantic symbolism.
Stop. A mistletoe is a plant, right?
No.
An herb, a plant, right? You know, the Most High gave us plants and herbs to heal us, right? For its healing properties. I'm telling you the truth. Now he's going to talk about symbolism and romantic symbolism. Does a plant help you in your relationship?
Wow.
No. Wisdom and understanding does. The Most High does. You know what I'm talking about? But not no plants. Keep going. It's just as fake as a ring helps you in your relationship or a wedding. What do you call it? Wedding certificate. I forgot what you call it. Marriage certificate in your relationship helps. That don't help. That don't do nothing. But understanding, compromise, you know what I mean? All of that helps. Wisdom, all that helps with in your marriage. You do what I'm saying?
Cool.
You understand that? All right. Go ahead.
Kissing under the sprigs of mistletoe is a well-known holiday tradition, but this little plant history as a symbolic herb dates back thousands of years. The Greeks were known to use it as a cure for everything from.
Can everybody hear him read? I wish I knew how to pull it up on the screen, but my tech guy's not here. Caviar, can you hear him reading?
I know how to pull it up on the screen.
I'm letting this boy Caviar teach this class. Try to read louder.
The menstrual cramps to spleen disorders in the Roman naturalism.
Start that paragraph over again.
Kissing under the sprigs of mistletoe is a well-known holiday tradition, but this little plant's history and as a symbolic herb dates back thousands of years. The Greeks were known to use it as a cure for everything from menstrual cramps to spleen disorders. And the Roman naturalist Pliny the elderly noted it could be used as a balm against epilepsy, ulcers, and poisons.
Seems like it could be used for a lot. The mistletoe, but now we use it for a kiss. You know what I'm talking about? Go ahead, kiss him. Go ahead, kiss him, girl. Weird. It's weird. It's weird. Keep going.
The plant's romantic overtones most likely started with the Celtic Druids of the first centuries.
It's Celtic.
Celtic Dreads.
Yeah, don't listen to the Celtics. To the you know what I mean? Boston Celtics is Celtics.
Oh, Celtic.
Yeah.
No, Celtic Dreads of the 1st century AD, because mistletoe could blossom even during the frozen winter.
Right. So it's a winter plant. It blossoms during the winter. Right. That's when Christmas is. Right. Go ahead. Or the so-called holiday season.
The Dreads came to view it as a sacred symbol, sacred symbol of
vivacity.
Vivacity.
Can you Google that word for me? Vivacity.
Vivacity.
Vivacity. Unity. No, I'm sorry. Is it have you think about that song? Y'all don't know nothing about that, boy. Y'all too young. Yeah. Shababa, if I know what I'm talking about, y'all too young.
Vivacity.
Mm-hmm. Ain't no definition for it?
I brought up YouTube video.
Vivacity. What?
It's a vivacity, the quality of being attractively lively and animated.
Attractively?
Attractively.
Is there another definition on that?
I have some. It says, especially in a woman, like quotation marks.
Yeah.
The quality of being attractively and lively and animated.
That's what you said.
Yeah, but it got the woman part in there.
Yeah. So basically, it's something that makes you attractive. You know what I mean? So a mistletoe, right? You remember, the Greek gods the Greek so-called Greek gods, when they show a picture of them, they got that little flower in their head or the little plant in their head. That's a mistletoe. That's a mistletoe. Yeah. Am I wrong?
I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking
The
about?
majority of the statues in Greek mythology have a random little plant with a ball and 2 leaves coming from parts of either the crown of the thing or.
That's a mistletoe. I wish I could pull it up. You know what I'm talking about? That's a mistletoe. I wish I could show you all a mistletoe. You feel me? But if you Google mistletoe, that's what's gonna pop up. You know what I'm talking about? Because it symbolizes like a attractiveness. You know what I mean? You understand that? All right, let's keep reading.
And they minister it to humans and animals alike in hope of restoring fertility.
Right. So it's actually a plant. It actually can restore fertility. You know what fertility is? Yeah, like being able to have babies. Yeah. So it can also help you have babies. That's another reason why they call it like that. It makes you attractive. You know what I'm talking about? If you can't have babies or whatever, don't have babies anymore, and you eat the what's the name plant? You know what I mean? The mistletoe plant. You'd be able to have it helps you be fertile. Keep going.
Another famous chapter in mistletoe folklore comes from Norse mythology. As the story goes on,
you know what Norse mythology is? Thor. It's like mythology, like the Vikings.
Yeah, because that's
Odin, Thor.
Yeah, that's
was the Freya.
Valhalla.
Yeah, Valhalla. Yeah.
Those are the characters in the Thor movie. His dad is Thor is Odin's son, and Valhalla. Yeah, Valhalla came back.
It's heaven.
Yeah, she was the sister.
Yeah. Yeah, and then Loki is like the underworld god.
Yeah.
God of mischief.
Mischief. Yeah.
That. You know about that girl? She. Oh, that is his name in what's his name, right? That is what they call him in Thor.
Yeah,
Dang, she got me.
That's crazy because he was always playing games. He was always
playing tricks.
Mhm.
So they putting this shit like
Right in your face, but you don't know what you're looking at.
right there.
Because you think it's a Marvel, it's a comic book movie. You know what I mean? He's what Thor will say, I am a god. You know you do what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Sons of Baldur was prophesied to die. His mother Frigg, the goddess of love, went to all the animals and plants of the natural world to secure an oath that they would not harm him. But Frigg neglected to consult with the unassuming mistletoe. So the scheming god Loki made an arrow from the plant and saw that it was used to kill the otherwise invincible Baldur. According to one Sonner version of the myth, the gods were able to resurrect Baldur from the dead. Delighted, Frigg then declared mistletoe a symbol of love and vowed to plant a kiss on all those who pass beneath it.
Yeah, you feel me? So what we're really doing is we worshiping other gods, a different god with the mistletoe.
Not only the mistletoe, the movie, because before knowing this, I did like the Thor Marvel movie.
Boy, growing up, I used to have Thor bed sheets. Talk about, I like Thor.
But now, I didn't know. I thought somebody just came up. What's the dude's name? Stan Lee. I'm thinking he just drawing these people up. I didn't know it's actually this takes thousands of years.
You know, he's a Jewish guy, right?
It's Greek folklore.
No, it's not. Yeah, it's not Greek.
That's just like with Disney, the Grimm brothers.
It's not Greek. It's Viking. It's Norse mythology. Yeah,
but he talks like they talk like that, Viking, like that.
Yeah.
That.
He looked like Vikings.
Yeah.
Yeah. But all that has a history. Even Superman, right? Superman is from what?
Krypton.
What's his family's name?
L,
right? How do you say gods in Yiddish? I want to say Hebrew, but what is it? It's Elohim, but they cut it off and say El. They even use that as part of it, as you feel me, because they're Jewish. People that make those are Jewish. Like Stan Lee. Stan Lee is his name is Jewish. He just changed his name to Lee because he was getting persecuted. It's Stanley Lieberstein. Yeah, something like that. Lieberstein, something like that.
Dang, so they bring in the wickedness. It's crazy.
And we worship these things, and we don't even know it.
We don't even know it.
We don't even know it.
And it's just being.
Who likes Avengers?
Yeah.
I like the movie Avengers. You feel me? But then when you get who liked that movie Justice League? I like that movie Justice League. You feel me? But when you're watching it, you're not paying it. You're not really understanding because you're just watching the movie. You know what I'm talking about? But it's actually like things hidden behind it. Just like with the Christmas movies, just like when you go to the store and hear the Christmas songs. You know what I'm talking about? Just like when you know what I mean? It's always things behind it. So everything you hear, everything you see, it's not just something that you hear and see. It's always something. It's always something that they put in your face, so you can go do this and go do that. You know what I mean? They want you to worship something. They want to keep you sinning or keep you off of your square. You do what I'm saying?
And that's just like back in the day, it's a myth. So back in the day, they ain't have movies, so they told these stories. Now they're showing us a story, so it's kind of like more amplified.
Right. Basically, now you got a visual of it. Back then, you had to use your imagination because they were just telling me stories around campfires or something like that. And now they're actually showing you movies and cartoons. You know what I'm talking about? That's what those comic books was. When the comic books first came out, the comic books was like, you know what I mean? It was visual. So that's why everybody tended to it did back then. Nobody's reading. Who you know read a comic book nowadays? But who you know watch these Marvel movies?
Yeah, everybody.
So you think what I'm saying? They all on Disney Plus. You think what I'm saying? You get a Disney Plus bundle. And they it's just everywhere. And what they do, Shemai, when they put a Disney Plus bundle with ESPN. Yeah. Disney Plus bundle got Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN. Women gonna love the Hulu, kids gonna love the Disney Plus, and you gonna love the sports. It's something for everybody there. $12.
And then even with the ESPN, you still gotta you can't even watch all the games. They still got some of the games you can't even watch them.
Real talk. You dig what I'm saying? It's just it's a plot. They plotting on us. That's why you ever heard about think tanks?
Think tanks.
Remember on what's it called in Psalms 83? They said they consult together with one consent. You know what I'm talking about? They are confederate against thee. That's how they consult together with one consent. They have think tanks where they put all these white people in the room and they be like, so how are we gonna how are we gonna do this? How are we gonna show them this? What can we do? You feel me? And they start giving you all this BS and this, that, and that, and this. They start throwing out ideas. They sit around in a room and have a think tank about how to destroy Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans.
You know what's crazy? It's like, crazy? Chicken real cheap right now. So now they selling all this steroid chicken, and now every fast food restaurant got a chicken sandwich, man.
Damn, it's cold.
Don't tell me that.
I remember a couple months ago, chicken was damn near can't get it.
Mm-hmm. There was a shortage.
A shortage of chicken, but you know what? It wasn't a shortage of chicken wings.
Yeah, the cat was
chicken wing.
You feel me? Y'all understand that though? It's all a plot. Just like Christmas is a plot. Thanksgiving is a plot. It's not a plot. We had our feast day, right? Then we had another feast day right afterwards. We had another feast day right afterwards. Right? What the white man do?
What you mean?
What the white man do? Now it's the holiday season. We got Thanksgiving, Christmas. You know what I'm talking about? Fourth of July. No, New Year's, my bad. One of them firework popping holidays, man. One of them. Yeah. But you feel me? You put it right after one another.
Yeah.
Just like the Lord did. Because while we're trying to celebrate and keep something that the Lord wants us to do, He wants everybody else to do something and keep something that they want to do. But they really copy us in our seasons. You feel me? They really copy us in our season. That's why when we have Passover, they have Easter. You dig what I'm saying? We have Feast of Dedications. They have
Christmas.
You dig what I'm saying? You dig what I'm saying?
Before I came into the truth, I used to be fascinated with scary movies and like how those people used to think and stuff. And all Satan is a mockery of the Most High. That's pretty much what it is. It feast day of Hanukkah, Christmas.
Yeah.
You said what was the other one? Passover.
I wouldn't call that Satan. I call that the devil.
The devil,
Lucifer, but not Satan. Satan is an angel that works for the Most High.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he goes out and do the works of
the Most High.
Oh, really?
Yeah, whatever the Most High did. The Satan is an angel. Angels don't disobey the Most High.
Okay.
Angels follow orders.
Well,
and they're the most perfect order followers.
Well, the devil. I thank you for clearing it up. I may need to break down on that after class too, because I used to always think that people say Satan,
Yeah, Satan does whatever the Most High tells him to do, just like Gabriel does whatever. You know what I mean? Just like Gabriel does whatever the Most High tells him to do. Michael does whatever the Most High tells him to do. Uriel tells whatever the Most High tells him to do. You know what I'm talking about? They do it. Like when they was talking about Job, right? When the Most High was talking to Satan about Job, the Most High said, "Have you considered my servant Job?" Right? And did the Most High tell him to do? Most High said, you can go do whatever you want to Job, just don't kill him. Go test him, just don't kill him. You do what I'm saying? That's exactly, hey, I don't know. So when he said you can do whatever you want to Job, just don't kill him, right? He didn't, you know what I mean? Like, he gave him an order not to kill him. Did Job die? Did Job die?
I don't remember that book.
Job didn't die.
Oh,
His kids died. His wife died. Job was tormented with disease and boils and all that. His cattle died. Job didn't die. You feel me? Because the Most High gave him an order. The Satan does whatever the Most High says. Just like when they was talking he was having a meeting with the angels or whatever, and Satan walked in. He looked at me, man, where you been at? You know what I'm saying? I've been to and fro from the earth. You feel me? Hey, all that fell from heaven stuff. That's a. You said what?
Christianity.
Yeah, that's Christianity. It is talking about somebody falling from heaven, but what is heaven?
Yeah.
What is heaven?
Rulership.
So it's just talking about somebody that fell from rulership. We'll go through it later. We'll go through it later. Where we at?
Right here, mistletoe with the fertility thing. Association with fertility and vitality continued through the Middle Ages, and by the 18th century, it had become widely incorporated into Christmas celebrations.
Right. So it was way. So what they did was they took just like everything else. They take paganism. You feel me? They took a little paganism, and then they tried to merge it with Christianity and tried to make this in the Bible. Tried to make it something of God. You dig what I'm saying? Just like they took the virgin birth, right? And they mixed it with Christianity and said, okay, virgin birth. But it was already been a virgin birth story. You know what I'm talking about? Christ wasn't born of a virgin. A virgin of what the world says. Because the world says the virgin is what?
You have never had sex.
Right. But what does virgin mean in the biblical sense, in Hebrew sense?
Coming of age, of an age.
Oh, yeah, the word's too small. Might find virgin. Is every time you think of virgin, don't think of virgin like American sense or like the world sense. Think of virgin. Every culture has different words and different meanings. So a virgin in the world in English and a virgin from Hebrew's tense don't mean the same thing.
You mean like she was a virgin to the truth?
No, it just means, I'm gonna give it to him. It just means that she was an unmarried woman, a woman of marriageable age. That's it. That's what a virgin is.
Because sex is marriage.
Can a man be a virgin?
Yeah. Kind of.
Can a man be? How can a man be a virgin? He doesn't.
Because if he never married,
if he doesn't bleed.
Oh, because it's
There's
just
nothing.
woman.
No cherries popped. No cherries popped, right, for a man. If a man has sex with a woman, he doesn't bleed. He doesn't. No, he's not supposed to. What is it called? Yeah, what is it called? Hemoglobin. Hymen. There it is. That one. Whatever she said. What did I say? Hemoglobin. I don't know what it is. These Lord. I knew it started with H. You got it for me?
Come.
Go ahead.
This is the Zondervan Bible Dictionary. The definition for virgin: a young unmarried woman.
So what a virgin is a young unmarried woman. Now, when Joseph had sex with Mary, was she unmarried?
She was
Then they had sex and they was what?
married.
It's that simple. So she wasn't a virgin no more.
But if she had sex before, she wasn't a virgin.
She's a virgin even if she had sex before, because she was a woman of marriageable age. She was. Let's say there's a woman, right? She's 20.
Mm-hmm.
She got married to a man. He dies.
Mm-hmm.
She's supposed to just not have another husband forever.
No,
But she's not married though. But she was married.
but she becomes a virgin again.
Basically, think about a woman that's in the world, right? And she comes in here.
Yeah, probably had a couple of husbands.
She's you know what I'm talking about? But she comes in here. Now she's no longer Latasha. She's now Maya Ba.
She's a virgin.
She's a virgin now. She's a whole different person. She's a whole new creature.
So let's talk about people. So the people in the world had sex once. Okay, they left. Then they just break up. She's a virgin again.
No, she's not a virgin.
She's a.
No, she's not a whore. Why would we call her a whore? We don't want to insult our sisters. So she's in the world. She has sex, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she's no longer with that man, right? She comes into the school, becomes a whole new creature.
But what if she doesn't come into the school? Then is she?
Most likely go jump on another rod.
Yeah, she gonna jump on another ride. Yeah.
So that's.
I'm not gonna call her a whore though.
Yeah, I understand that, but
she's misled by the world. I wouldn't call her a whore. You know what I mean? That's rude.
Or misled.
Yeah, she's misled by the world and thinks it's okay to have sex with multiple men.
So misled.
You don't want to offend people.
Okay, no, I'm not gonna go call somebody that, but I'm just making sure I got the definition with the terminology correct. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because that's basically what it is. You just saying don't.
Yeah, it's basically what it is, but you don't want.
Copy.
I shouldn't be.
Who is it?
What do you mean? Who is it? You scared to open the door? What is it? Who is it?
Make sure you got no firecrackers in
there. Make sure you got no firecrackers. Copy that? Oh, my nigga, you killed it. Then he go teach class, y'all. All right, shalom. You ready to teach class?
Oh, I'm good, bro. Well, I mean, get come actually.
Yes, man. We'll let you get a classroom one day. Hey, come on, man. You here for class or you here to pick up something for the officers out there?
Oh, I gotta be sure. I gotta go all the way to Austin. I'm in Sun's yard staying in the booth, in the fireworks section.
When you come to get chairs?
They all night?
I'm going to get your own chairs.
I'm taking those ones.
Huh?
I'm taking those ones.
I'm going to take your own, get your own chairs, bro. Chair mine. These are my chairs, bro. I'm going to get chairs. Did I answer your question, though?
Yeah.
Oh, like mistletoe?
Nah. Got misled.
I did want to know about that mistletoe, so I'm happy to answer that. Well,
I just told you about the mistletoe.
come. No, that's what I said. I'm happy.
Yeah, you're gonna learn about something else, so we still got time.
Okay.
I'll
be watching that.
Now you want to get the history of the tree or the history of Christmas? Christmas, not the tree.
The tree was Nimrod.
Yeah, but it's a whole thing that goes with it. You only get Christmas, not the tree.
Both.
Because you can get there's a history of Nimrod too. tree, Christmas, all that, it's different. Every watch.
Flip a coin.
I'm gonna send you the Christmas thing. It's all different.
All I can think of is a joke.
Exactly.
Yeah, come on. This is from the History Channel.
Should be history.com.
Yeah, history.com. The history of Christmas. Sluggy. The history of Christmas trees goes back to the symbolic use of evergreens in ancient Egypt and Rome.
In where?
In ancient Egypt and Rome.
Ooh-wee.
And continues with the German tradition of candlelit Christmas trees, first brought to America in the 1800s.
Dang, so it's talking about, it's giving you the age of progression. You feel me? First it was in Egypt, then it was in Rome. Well, Egypt, from Egypt, it was in all those customs, and then it was in Rome. You dig what I'm saying? And then from Rome, it was in all those customs, and then it came from Germanic culture or German culture to here. What's up?
Can you send me the article as well so I can follow along if you don't mind?
Oh, I feel it though. I feel it. I want the information too, son. I know I can't walk and chew bubble gum, so. Yeah, keep reading.
Discover the history of the Christmas tree from the earliest winter solstice celebrations to Queen Victoria's decorating habits and the annual lighting of the Rockefeller Center tree in New York City.
So it's from the ancient winter solstice. That's where the Christmas tree comes from. They used to celebrate it in the winter solstice. You do what I'm saying? Go ahead.
How did Christmas trees start? Long before the advent of Christianity, plants and trees that remain green all year had a special meaning for people in the winter.
Stop. So why is the evergreen tree called evergreen?
Green all year round.
It's for evergreen. You know what I'm talking about? Everybody thinks something special. Ooh, it's for evergreen. You do what I'm saying? But it's special because people. I thought trees died in the winter. Thought plants died in the winter. Mistletoes live in the winter. Evergreen trees live in the winter. And you know, when people don't understand something that happens, they worship it. Just like the sun, they don't understand the sun, they worship it. The stars, the moon, they don't understand it, they worship it. Go ahead.
Just as people today decorate their home during the festive season with pine, spruce, and fir trees, ancient people hung evergreen boughs over their doors and windows.
Stop. What is that called today?
Christmas lights.
Garland.
What?
Garland.
No, mistletoe.
Yeah, but they don't call it. I mean, people call it garland, but what do they call it if they hang on their doors? The wreaths, Christmas wreaths.
Oh, wreaths. Oh, okay.
You know what I'm talking about? It's Christmas wreaths. You feel me? And the garland that they put up. Because my mom used to do it all the time. I'd be up there stapling the lights. Damn, it'd be falling all over. What is this? You know what I'm talking about? I didn't know what it was until, you know what I'm talking about? Real talk. Y'all know that little, y'all know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
The little
Circular thing.
Yeah,
the circular thing. I'm talking about the thing that go over the door.
the wreaths that they.
It's not a wreath though. It's garlic. Garlic.
I was always plastic.
Garland.
Whatever she said. Yeah. I thought we'd keep it back. I was going garlic. Go ahead. Go ahead.
In many countries, it was believed that evergreens would keep away witches, ghosts, evil spirits, and illness.
You see how I said that? I was keeping vampires away. You feel me? Keep away witches, ghosts, evil spirits, and illness. White people are weird, bro. You know what I'm talking about? Oh, that's what they do. No sweat. Go ahead, keep going.
In the northern hemisphere, the shortest day and longest night of the year falls on December 21st or December 22nd, and it's called the winter solstice.
Remember we was talking about the spring equinox?
Mhm.
That's Easter. Now we're talking about the winter solstice. You feel me? Well, the winter solstice was Halloween.
No, how was it Halloween?
It was the winter solstice, right? Halloween? Yeah, it's the winter solstice. Samhain. That's the winter solstice when the nights become longer.
Oh, they
and
changed the
become
time?
short. Yeah.
Okay.
We call it daylight savings time. But the nights become longer and then the days become shorter.
Mm.
You feel me? That's the winter solstice. Keep going.
Many ancient people believed that the sun was a god.
It was a what?
Was a god.
Go ahead.
And that winter came every year because the sun god had become sick and weak.
What kind of God gets sick and weak? Because I know my God, he a terrible power. He gonna make you sick and weak. Fuck around, mess around, slack. Go ahead.
They celebrated the solstice because it meant that at last the sun god would begin to get well. Evergreen balls reminded them of all the green plants that would grow again when the sun god was strong and summer will return.
It's weird. Go ahead.
The ancient Egyptians worshipped a god called Ra, who had the head of a hawk and wore the sun as a blazing disk around his crown.
Now we're gonna get into where all that sun worship comes from. You feel me? Because everything is. You know how they talking about Christianity is on the walls of Egypt.
Mm-hmm.
That is true. Christianity is on the walls of Egypt. On the walls of Egypt, not the Bible. You feel me? All that Christianity mumbo jumbo is on the walls of Egypt. That is absolutely right because they stole their culture from Greeks. The Romans stole their culture from Greeks. Greeks stole their culture from Egypt. You know what I'm talking about? That's why. And they just changed the names to people and to things in their culture, and they just keep on going. You ever heard of the demigod in Greece?
I feel like I have heard of it.
You know what I'm talking about? Like the son of Zeus, the son of Zeus came down and had sex with such and such, and now she had a baby and
Hercules.
Poseidon.
You do what I'm saying? Those is what they did the same thing like Christianity. God came down and had sex with Mary, and now she had Jesus. You do what I'm saying? Same thing with Isis, with Isis and Horus. That's where it all started from. Go ahead.
At the solstice, when Ra began to recover from his illness, the Egyptians filled their homes with green palm rushes, which symbolized for them the triumph of life over death. Early Romans marked the solstice with a feast called Saturnalia in honor of Saturn, the god of agriculture. The Romans knew that the solstice meant that soon farms and orchards would be green and fruitful. To mark the occasion, they decorated their homes and temples with evergreen bowls.
You see what I'm talking about? You see how everybody's keeping that same the evergreen tree because they got it from the Egyptians. Then the Greeks took it over. Then the Romans took it over. Everybody's taking over the same
customs.
Yeah, the same customs, but they just changing it and making it their own.
That just make that scripture even more heavy, sir.
Spiritual Egypt.
Deuteronomy 28:6 I'll bring you back into Egypt again.
Yeah, because Egypt is just bondage.
But
now we're back in bondage.
Imagine you see people following the same customs they follow back. Damn, that shit heavy.
It's the same thing. It's just reinvented.
Nothing new under the sun.
Nothing new under the sun. Nothing new under the sun. Deuteronomy 28:68.
Deuteronomy 28:16.
That's what it was. But yeah, it's just nothing to do with under the sun, man. It's the same gods as before. And you know what makes it heavier about the regeneration, right? We was following the same guys that they followed today back then. That's why it's so easy for us to follow it. You dig what I'm saying? It's just it's the same customs with new names in a new place. That's all it is. The evergreen tree, the evergreen tree been the same tree. You just in a new body in a new place. They call it in a new name.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm talking about? And it's crazy because when you get to, so do we celebrate Christmas?
68.
Do we celebrate Christmas? No, we don't celebrate Christmas. Do everybody else celebrate Christmas?
No.
Was they celebrating Saturnalia in Egypt? I mean, not Egypt. In Rome. You feel me? Was they celebrating whatever they celebrated in Egypt? They celebrated all the same things, just different names. You feel me? We didn't celebrate it. We didn't want to celebrate it back then. We don't want to celebrate it now. That's why the Bible says your spirit bears witness. You do what I'm saying?
So that's kind of like, I think you had told me when I first got here, you was like, with like Hebrew Academy or whoever you graduated with, y'all was like, I think you said y'all had been in past God's army before.
Y'all was born with each other back then. And then before that, y'all was born with each other. And before that, y'all was born with each other. You know what I'm talking? You just didn't know y'all was born with each other because you can't comprehend it because we're in a new body. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, you don't have the memory of it. You just, you know what I mean? Your soul into the Most High and got put in another, boom. Now you're here again as a baby. You was probably booing on yourself when you left. You booing on yourself when you came back. Yeah, that's why when you get into the truth, you have somebody that you just click and mesh with. You know what I'm talking about? Like that's you feel me? For me, it's Tamaki. Yeah, you feel me? Tamaki, that's my dog. You know what I'm talking about? But it's just like you feel me? Like y'all just come together, y'all click so hard, like bruh. Yeah, like I know you back in the day. You feel me? Ask Cap Johnson up when y'all see him about it. He'll mess your mind up. All right, don't forget.
Ask Cap about.
Ask Cap, like sir, about about people that's been here before. You know what I'm talking about? He'll mess your brain up. You know what I'm talking about what he was told by somebody that, you know what I mean? That when he met him, it was like, I know you. You know what I'm talking about? Like real talk. Just keep going.
In Northern Europe, the mysterious Druids, the priests of the ancient Celts, also decorated their temples with evergreen boughs as a symbol of everlasting life. The fierce Vikings in Scandinavia thought the evergreens were the special plant of the sun god Baldur.
We was just reading about the Vikings, right? And Odin. Now you're talking about evergreen trees with the Celtics and the Druids. Now you're talking about evergreen trees. So we're seeing evergreen trees in everybody's culture from the past, right? You feel me? And it always has something to do with life or getting better. You know what I mean? Getting over sickness or something like that, right? Everlasting life. But keep going.
Christmas trees from Germany.
I'm sorry. When it says everlasting life, right? I forgot a point.
Okay. The fifth.
Wait, what about Christ? The birth of Christ, right? They're supposedly the birth of Christ, right? And they say Christ came to bring what? Everlasting life. It's spiritual. They trying to play games with the Most High. Go ahead.
Okay. Christmas trees from Germany. Germany is credited with starting the Christmas tree tradition as we know it in the 16th century when devout Christians brought decorated trees into their homes. Some built Christmas pyramids of wood and decorated them with evergreens and candles if wood was scarce. It is a widely held belief that Martin Luther
Not Martin Luther King, y'all. Martin Luther, the Protestant dude. Go ahead.
The 16th century Protestant reformer first added lighted candles to a tree. Walking toward his home one winter evening, composing a sermon, he was awed by the brilliance of stars twinkling amidst evergreens. To recapture that scene for his family, he erected a tree in the main room and wired its branches with lighted candles.
Mm-hmm.
Who brought Christmas trees to America? Most 19th century Americans found Christmas trees an oddity. The first record of one being on display was in the 1830s by the German settler of Pennsylvania. Although trees had been a tradition in many German homes much earlier, the Pennsylvania German settlements had community trees as early as 1747.
Stop. So you know when you go to New York, right, and they got that big ass Christmas tree? That's where it came from. They started having community Christmas trees.
Fucking Grinch and all that shit.
I don't know. I ain't never seen the Grinch.
You never seen the Grinch? When they all stand around a big ass tree in the middle of the city.
Yeah, see.
Like the Grinch Stole Christmas?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Cindy Lou Who?
No, man. I was too old for shit like that. I was like, yeah.
You didn't see me really?
Your baby?
I watched Menace to Society. Real talk. You can ask our family. They'll tell you. I was like 4 or 5 years old watching Menace to Society. You know, talking Boys in the Hood. Yeah, those are my movies. I wasn't watching the Grinch. You know what I mean? I watched Charlie Brown's Christmas with my mama like that, but I was a real nigga since birth. Yeah. That's it. Great Christmas, mistletoe, Christmas tree, history of Christmas. You know what? Let's do the history of Christmas. And then we're gonna do the history of what's the name? Dang, what did who won it?
I got you.
Sis, if you want these, you can just get them from your husband. You got them.
All right, yeah, I got it. You want me to start? This is the history of Christmas. Christmas is celebrated on December 25th. It is both a sacred religious holiday and a worldwide cultural and commercial phenomenon.
Right.
For two millennia, people around the world have been observing it with tradition and the practices that are both religious and secular in nature. Christians celebrate Christmas Day as an anniversary of the birth of Jesus of Nazareth,
right,
a spiritual leader whose teachings from basis of their religion.
Form the basis.
Form the basis of their religion. Popular customs include exchanging gifts, decorating Christmas trees, attending church, sharing meals with family and friends, and of course, waiting for Santa Claus to arrive. December 25th, Christmas Day, has been a federal holiday in the United States since 1870.
Shemai, go in your Google machine and put God's born on December 25th.
You won't put God and put Jesus, right?
No. Go to the second one. It says list of gods born on December 25th.
The second one?
Yep. It says list of gods born on. List of gods born by a virgin on December 20. You know what?
I got it right here.
I'm just send it to you. I wanted you to stay in what's the name?
I got it. I got an iPhone. Like, boop, 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 boop.
What phone can't do that?
I want to follow along.
Go ahead. I was going to send it to you. You got it? Go down to where it says horse. Somebody read it.
The followers of the Egyptian solar deity Horus claimed he suckled at the breast of a virgin centuries before Jesus did. One major controversy.
No, that's not it.
Is it this one?
Yeah, I think that's it.
We'll say an Ethiopian son.
An Ethiopian Sudanese god, born 25th of December by a virgin around 3,000 years before Jesus.
I just sent it to you. That's Buddha.
Send it to me too. So.
You got it?
No.
Yeah, that's what it says about Horus.
Come on.
Yeah.
An Ethiopian Sudanese god, born 25th of December by a virgin around 3,000 years before Jesus.
Oh, my bad. Okay, my bad. Yeah. Go to the first paragraph though.
Here are the names of gods throughout history that were said to have been born by a virgin on 25th December.
All right. So now we're gonna bust all that down. It's all lies. Go ahead.
You got Horus, an Ethiopian Sudanese god born 25th December by a virgin around 3,000 years before Jesus.
Go ahead.
Then you got Buddha, a Nepal god born 25th December by a virgin around 563 years before Jesus.
Go ahead.
And then you got Krishna.
That's the lady with the 7, 8 hands, whatever. You feel me? So we got Horus, Egypt. Then we got Buddha. Now we got the East Indian, right? Go ahead.
And then you got Krishna, an Indian god born 25th December by a virgin around 900 years before Jesus.
Right.
And then you got Zarathustra,
right?
an Iranian god born 25th December by a virgin around 1,000 years before Jesus.
Even the Persians, go ahead.
Then you got Hercules, a Greek god born 25th December by a virgin around 800 years before Jesus. Then you got Mithra, a Persian god born 25th December by a virgin 600 years before Jesus.
Right.
Then you got Dionysus, a Greek god born the 25th December by a virgin around 500 years before Jesus. Then you have Tammuz, a Babylonian god born 25th December by a virgin around 400 years before Jesus.
We don't even have to read the rest of that. Just give me what God it is. Like,
you got Hermes, Adonis, and then you got Jesus Christ. He even say he's a Roman god. Wow.
Read that one.
Then you have Jesus Christ, a Roman god, born 25th December by a virgin around 1 to 30 AD.
This is crazy, boy. I'm trying to tell y'all, bro. Now go back to what you was reading, bro. I'm trying to tell you, bro. That shit was wow, bro. Wow. When I was reading that, I said, what? You know, I said, what's that? I just had to hit it up one day. You feel me? Real talk. I told you everything is just, they just took it and they just keep going. And the first one was Horus, right? 3,000 years before, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And everybody else just fall in.
Yeah, they just taking it and just, oh my goodness. And people just don't.
Egypt.
Yeah.
I understand people ain't got the sense to know, like, okay, this is some tomfoolery right here. Like, this is some.
Because they want to worship what they want to worship.
But this is how the Christmas start. The middle of winter has long been a time of celebration around the world. Centuries before the arrival of man called Jesus, early Europeans celebrated light and birth in the darkest days of winter.
Stop. It says light and birth. They said Jesus is the.
Hello.
They say that December 25th is what?
The birth.
It's all tomfoolery, what you call it, right? Go ahead.
In the darkest days of winter, many people rejoice during the winter solstice when the worst of the winter was behind them, and they could look forward to longer days and extended hours of sunlight.
In spring, what happens?
It begins to get warmer, and the time changes.
And the time changes again, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So right now they're just getting ready to worship it that the sun's gonna come back.
So they still worshiping the sun.
But it's always a worship of the sun. Everything is the worship of the sun.
It's heavy, yeah.
Go ahead. Even what day they go to church?
Sunday.
Is it SON?
That's
It is.
It's the literal day of the sun.
How does Christmas always fall on a Sunday?
No,
Nah,
it don't always fall on Sunday, but it is always December 25th.
Yeah.
I was
about to say, because that would be even more like heavy evidence, like that this is crazy.
Right. Go ahead.
In Scandinavia, the Norse celebrated Yule.
Soldier Boy tell.
From December 21st, the winter solstice through January in recognition of the return of the sun.
Now they celebrate. I can't make this up. They celebrated for a whole what, 9 days, 10 days? You know what I'm talking about? They give us 2 weeks off, huh? For Christmas cribbing. I gotta call it cribbing. for Christmas break. And also the break of what? New Year's. The solstice. Oh, I said until January, through January. I can't make this up, bro. This is the article. You feel me? I ain't doing it. I ain't saying nothing, bro. I just read it. Go ahead, keep going.
Fathers and sons would bring home large logs, which would set on fire. The people would feast until the log burned out, which could take as many as 12 days.
I ain't say it. They said it. You feel me? They said it. Go ahead.
The Norse believed that each spark from the fire represented a new pig or calf that would be born during the coming year.
I ain't in it. Keep going.
The end of December was a perfect time for celebration in most areas of Europe. At the time of the year, most cattle were slaughtered, so they would not have to be fed during the winter.
God, they just slaughtered them so they wouldn't have to feed them. They're horrible.
For many, it was the only time of the year when they had a supply of fresh meat. In addition, most wine and beer made during the year was finally fermented and ready for drinking.
Y'all remember when I did the Halloween class, right? And they was getting ready to slaughter the animals because it was getting cold. Now you're talking about they slaughtered of it. The meat stayed good because it's cold outside, especially in Europe, because in Europe it's cold. Europe is one of the coldest climates on earth. You know what I'm talking about? Like real talk. When it get cold there, it gets cold. You feel me? And meat freezes. You know what I'm talking about? That's why you used to put salt in it and stuff like that. Yeah, go ahead. The next paragraph.
In Germany, people honored the pagan god Odin.
Mm-hmm.
During the midwinter holiday, Germans were terrified of Odin as they believed he made nocturnal flights through the sky to observe people, and then decided who would prosper or perish. Because of his persistence, many people chose to stay inside.
His presence,
yeah. Many people chose to stay inside.
All right, now let's go to Saturnalia.
Saturnalia and Christmas. In Rome, where winters were not as harsh as those in the far north, Saturnalia, a holiday in honor of Saturn, the god of agriculture, was celebrated beginning in the week leading up to the winter solstice.
Stop. I can't make this up, bro. Y'all talking about the week leading up to the winter solstice. When's the winter solstice?
October.
No.
Oh, no.
December 21st.
No.
When did time change?
No, that's not the winter solstice. That's what the time changing is the start of the winter. Now, when the winter solstice is when everything is when the winter is in the dead of winter, in the middle of winter. When is the middle of winter?
Like January 21st?
No, like January 1st.
Yeah.
You know, that's the winter solstice. And it said, read that last part again.
Beginning in the week leading up to the winter solstice.
Just start at a holiday. Because that's what.
A holiday in honor of the Saturn god of agriculture.
Right.
Was celebrated beginning in the weeks leading up to the winter solstice.
The beginning of the week leading up to the winter solstice.
Oh, that's
Christmas. That's Christmas, and they led up to the winter solstice. You feel me? Because the Saturn and Janus, I'm gonna get into that next week. You know, with New Year's, and because that's a whole different god. You know, so there was whole different gods. You feel me? And like Christmas god, it came from ancient Egypt, and every culture took its own liking to it.
Yeah, and that's what I said. All this is it's another god.
Everything is another god. You think Valentine's Day is something, you know what I mean? Something new. It's another god it's a god of orgy. Real talk. It's an orgy god. Lupercalia.
Wow.
It's you know what I mean? That's how they celebrated it, by having orgies. The women priests, they used to go into the caves and have sex orgies and then slaughter animals. In Rome, real talk.
Just wicked.
There was one thing I read when I was probably in middle school. The Valentine's Day was a day that females' names were dropped in a box.
Yeah.
And the man that picked them would take them into a location and make love to them. Yeah. Supposedly.
Yeah, there's a big sex orgy where you can trade wives and everything. You know, they didn't even have to drop the name in the bucket. They could be like, "Hey, I want your wife this week. Let's trade me your wife."
Mm-hmm.
That you know, that's weird. Swingers have been around since forever. Swingers have been around since forever. With the trading of wives and the trading of sex of like husbands and it's just been forever. You know what I mean? Have you ever seen that show Spartacus? You ever seen that show Spartacus? I told you about it though, right? Yeah, on that show Spartacus, they used to have sex orgies where they used to trade people's wives and stuff like that, have them go sleep with the gladiators. It's weird. It's weird. But that's Rome though. That's Rome for you. Rome was weird like that. I'm gonna do a class about the beginning of like monogamy and things like that. Because Rome was crazy. You feel me? They'll go to a whole nother city and steal niggas' wives. Or just like really like, you ever seen that movie Borat? You ever seen Borat? Well, some like Eastern Bloc European countries, you gotta be careful about where you go with your wife, because they'll come and they'll put a black thing over your head, a black sack over her head, knock you upside the head, and take your wife. Mm-hmm. For real. And then they'll have sex with her and be like, yeah, that's my wife now. I'm dead serious. That's how Rome used to take they used to go to people's cities and go steal women.
No, just not going to war or nothing, just go there, just knocking together and still a bitch.
Straight up. And then when they wanted to go to war with them, they were like, let's go to war. Like, and you know, Rome different. White folks different. The Edomites are different.
And then like with us celebrating our era celebrating the Christmas of Jesus Christ's birthday, even though they depict Christ wrong, that's still praying to a different God.
Yeah.
That's not, man, boy.
Even if Yahushua was born on December 25th, right?
Mm-hmm.
When did Christ give you the okay to celebrate his birthday?
To my knowledge, from just being an I.S.U.P., there's really no celebration of anything other than the baby weaning off the mom.
I don't know what weaning.
Weaning. When we read about it in
Understand that
Genesis, like 2-3 weeks ago, when
He's talking about like man weaning off the milk. Something about scriptures.
Like when a child no longer has to be suckled by the woman's breast.
That's the only thing that was actually, to my knowledge, from being.
I mean, yeah, it's like you don't have to celebrate. It's not. You don't have to be celebrated. But of course, like when somebody gets older, they'll be like, yeah, you know what I'm talking about? Like you don't eat solid food now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Y'all don't do that now. I'm not talking about celebrating, but like you do. I know women be happy. Yeah, you feel me, right? Ain't that the truth?
Mm-hmm.
I know women be happy when they ain't got to breastfeed no more. Like shit, you know what I'm talking about? Get away from me.
Get out my tip.
Yeah, right. Well, you ever see what's that movie Grown Ups? How old is he? 46 months. He was still drinking breast milk. He said, "No, try this." He stole the chocolate milk. You try that. Yeah. All right, man. That's enough for today, bro. That's enough for today. I'll pass the class over to. Oh, one hour we're gonna die, bro. Yeah. I'm getting her. Trooper Tagliar.
It's I.S.U.P.K security anomaly. Where the I.S.U.P.K started out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to share themselves with the world. They need transportation. The teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother or sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Ties, which is a commandment. You can find it in the book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 21, or the book of Malachi, chapter 3, verses 8 through 10. Mean 10 in the Hebrew, ma'ashara, 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to Treasury Department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offer for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount we would like. Upcoming holy convocations. We have the Lord's 54th annual Passover.
No, Feast of Purim. Oh yeah. 51st annual Passover. And March 30, 29th through April 2nd.
March 29th through April 2nd in Raleigh, North Carolina.
Yep.
If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, to start wearing all black: boots, shirt, pants, headband, and scarf.
There's actually another feast day though before that. It's Purim, right? Yes, Purim.
March. Oh yeah, March. Oh yeah. We got the Feast of Purim, the 14th day of the 15th day of the 12th month, Sunday 5th March and Monday 6th March of 2023. Found in the book of Esther, chapter 9, verses 20 through 31. And that concludes the security announcements.
All right, everybody, Amanda? I'm gonna do the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew. Sorry, if I'm walking down. Means turn and face the east.
Abanawa,
Abanawa,
Shabbat Shemayim,
Shabbat Shemayim,
Kodash,
Kodash,
I.S.U.P.K,
I.S.U.P.K,
Shemka,
Yahweh,
Yahweh, Balakaka,
Balakaka,
Tabaa,
Tabaa,
Zaka,
Zaka,
I.S.U.P.K,
I.S.U.P.K,
Baratza,
Kawa,
I.S.U.P.K,
Bashamayim, Luthanawa,
Come,
Ka,
Yawam,
Yawam,
Masalaknawa,
Masalaknawa,
Kabawakinawa,
Kasalaknawa,
Kabawakinawa,
Kabawakinawa,
Walala,
Walala,
Kabainawa, Banasayuan,
Banasayuan,
Ba, Shainawa,
Ayam,
Ra,
Kaya,
Laka, Hamalakwa,
Hamalakwa,
Wahala,
Wahala,
Wahatapara,
Wahatapara,
Aman,
Aman.
I will do what's for English. Our Father.
Our Father,
which art in heaven. Hallowed be thy name.
Hallowed be thy name.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy will be done.
Thy will be done
In earth. As it is in heaven.
as it is in heaven.
Give us this day.
Give us this day
our daily bread.
Forgive
us our debts.
us our debts.
As we forgive our debtors.
We forgive our debtors.
And lead us not
Lead us not
into temptation.
temptation.
But deliver us. From evil. For thine is the kingdom.
Thine is the kingdom.
And the power.
And the power.
And the glory.
And the glory.
Forever.
So be it.
So be it.
So our turn to fix the point. Give one courteous salute to the brothers. Men of Israel, Shabbat, Imagine, Barak,
Yahweh Hashem,
Salam.
Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh
Al-Batah. I'm going to start turn to face the sisters. Men of Israel, Shabbat, Imagine, Barak,
Yahweh Shema Alatam Bashim Yahushai.
Yahweh Shmar Allah Tabashim Yahusha.
Al-Batah. Class dismissed.